a daycare owner sentenced to 45 years in prison for a crime that shook all of New York City. No one expected that a place dedicated to caring for young children would become the scene of such a devastating tragedy. The story revolves around Grei Mendez, 37, and her family-run business in the Bronx, where a 22-month-old boy, Nicholas Feliz-Dominici, lost his life after being exposed to fentanyl. Although 3 other children survived thanks to the timely administration of Narcan, nothing could prevent the heartbreak that gripped the parents and the entire community.
Nicholas is not going to come back ever. In one way there was justice, and now I want divine justice. I'm waiting for her to pay. I wish Nicholas was coming back, but he's not.
However, the case did not end with the tragedy. What authorities discovered inside the daycare shattered the trust of an entire neighborhood. The scene was almost surreal. Investigators uncovered a massive drug stash hidden beneath a trapdoor and on the very playmats where the children played. According to court documents, there were over 11 kilograms of fentanyl, drug press machines, and other tools used for packaging narcotics. All of this was found in a small space that included a single bedroom, a tiny kitchen, and a play area. While the children slept or had their meals, Grei Mendez and her accomplices were storing fentanyl just inches away. With just one look at the place, it was impossible not to feel outrage and sorrow. What was supposed to be a safe haven had become a front for a drug distribution operation. Nicholas's parents, devastated by grief, explained that while they are still alive, their lives are no longer the same. His mother stated that she could never forgive Mendez, and his father described their suffering as an endless void that will never go away. During the sentencing hearing, both parents spoke before Judge J.S. Rakoff, who later acknowledged that he had felt similar emotions in his personal life. He mentioned the loss of a brother who was murdered, recognizing the weight of the emotions that the victims' families carry. But he reminded everyone, the law exists precisely to impose justice beyond personal anger and vengeance. In her defense, Mendez spoke through an interpreter, claiming that it had all been an accident and asking for forgiveness from the families. She also shared details of her own childhood trauma, hoping it would soften the severity of her sentence. However, the judge determined that the magnitude of the harm far outweighed any mitigating circumstances and that Mendez's responsibility was undeniable. She had chosen to protect her own interests and those of her husband, Felix Herrera Garcia, also sentenced to 45 years over the lives of the children entrusted to her care. Investigations revealed that Mendez not only delayed calling 911 to remove evidence, but also lied to authorities to cover up the drug operation. Meanwhile, the children affected by the overdose were fighting for their lives at a nearby hospital. Unfortunately, for Nicholas, it was too late. No antidote could reverse the effects of the fentanyl in his system. It was also revealed that Herrera Garcia's cousin, Carlisto Acevedo Brito, lived in the apartment and was also involved in the drug conspiracy. Mendez's 45-year sentence, along with 5 additional years of supervised release, was met with bittersweet relief. On one hand, many saw the strict punishment as a way to honor the memory of the child and warn others against using family-run businesses as drug fronts. On the other hand, Nicholas's family insisted that no sentence could repair the void left by his absence. His mother stated painfully that forgiveness is not in her heart, at least not yet. Amid it all, an unavoidable question arises. How can we ensure the safety of our children when places that seem trustworthy can conceal such deadly threats? The responsibility goes beyond requiring licenses and background checks. It's about asking how deeply we investigate the true suitability of those entrusted with childcare. Grei Mendez's case is a wake-up call for parents, communities, and authorities to strengthen measures to protect children. In the end, Nicholas's story will forever stand as a symbol of innocence destroyed by greed and negligence. The Bronx, and perhaps the entire country, has witnessed how a supposed place of child protection can turn into a hidden danger. And while the legal system has delivered its verdict, the parents' pain and the memory of what happened at that daycare remain alive. Perhaps the real question we should ask ourselves is not just whether the sentence was fair, but what actions we will take to ensure that something like this never happens again.